Small business is about courage, risk-taking, independence, and we small business owners are survivors. Everybody has an idea for a business, but how do you take that idea from mind to market? This is the place to learn.
Small Business School with Hattie Bryant.
It's a new kind of school. Together we'll learn about business from the inside out, from the people who've done it. We'll meet the men and women who are today's pioneers and quiet heroes. Their lives are the textbooks. Our classroom is the world. Hi, I'm Hattie Bryant. What do millions of small businesses have in common? They came early to the internet, and as a result, there are lessons to be learned from their experience. In fact, we believe there are 4 good reasons to use the web to build your business, and we'll look into each of these in the next few minutes. First, here's just one business that's using the internet successfully to win over customers. In San Diego, where I live, a single location restaurant with a small menu and just 10 tables is using email to invite its customers to come back. About once a month, a message comes from the Adam Street Grill telling us they have a new dish or a new employee, or they are now taking special orders for their double chocolate ooey gooey artery clogger cake. If you email or call in an order, you can pick up your cake in 24 hours. Is this working? Yes. Do we go more often now? Yes. Is the owner chef developing a relationship with us unlike ones we have with other restaurants we frequent? Yes. First, you have to have an address. Not a street address, but a web address. And your address is important. A case in point. For 27 years, the Zuby Advertising Agency has built its name and reputation in the Hispanic market. But it was slow getting a web address. When it tried to register zubyadvertising.com, it turned out an 18-year-old already took it and wanted $500,000 for the name. Zuby refused to pay and is using another name, zubyad.com. So, register your name. Our company has registered smallbusinessschool.org, but we've also registered other names for other parts of the business we may want to use later. If your name is taken, think about using a word that your customers will connect to you easily. It's hard to forget Yahoo or Amazon.com. And don't publish your email address at AOL.com. This is a terrible address for a business. AOL is for kids, games, and cybersex. Sorry. You have to have your name at yourbusiness.com. There are 4 good reasons to use the internet to build your business. First, to build image. This is basic advertising, providing in-depth product or service information. It may be as simple as putting your brochure online. This is a presence. This is an address in cyberspace, and you can easily do it with just a few dollars a month. With the marketing presence on the web, use the same principles you use in all other marketing. The site should look like your business. It should reflect your personality, and first impressions on the web are just as important as first impressions in person. Your site should have contact information, and I mean your physical address, phone, and fax numbers. Your logo, concise description of products and services, easy navigation, sharp graphics, frequently asked questions, clear statement of your competitive advantage, and testimonials. And here's what I don't want to see. Too much animation or blinking in sounds, hard to read text, changing design from page to page, heavy graphics and backgrounds, or more than 250 words per page. For me, the web is an amazing time saver. When you get a phone call asking for information or help, you should be able to ask, "Can you go online right now while we're talking on the phone?" You and all of your key employees who are involved in sales and service should be able to talk on the phone, be on the web, and send or receive a fax at the same time. The cut flower industry is a $17 billion business. The man you're going to meet now knew nothing about flowers, and today he sells more of them than any one florist in the world. In 1989, Bill Tobin started PC Flowers, and in 1994, he expanded.
I believe that on the internet, as in an online service, you must earn the right of the consumer to tell them about your commercial message. You have to be ahead of the curve if you're small. If you're big, you can have the luxury of riding the curve. If you're small, you've got to be ahead of the curve. This is a highly educated user. This is a user that is used to a laser beam approach to what they want. This is a user that won't put up with a waste of their time, and it's a user that's very demanding. Believe me when I tell you that the marketing to online consumers is so different than to consumers of channels of distribution. They are far more demanding. And basically, the reason is that they have total control. If you anger a consumer in your traditional channel of sales, such as a catalog or a retail store, they won't come back. They
Right.
possibly might even call your number and complain. On an online network, the sword of Damocles drops with a keystroke. They can go and tell 10 million people
They can kill you.
how you ruined their Mother's Day by going on a chat service. And they have a sword that has never been before over any type of retailer or marketer.
Wow.
And you can use it to your advantage, or it can destroy you. The internet consumer or the interactive consumer is far more demanding than any other consumer you've ever dealt with. He's smarter, he's better educated, he has more money, and don't think he's going to take all this time to go through because it's your ugly child's site. We've put together, Magnet Studios has designed my site to the point where it's instantaneous gratification, and it must be that way.
Okay, and that's no matter what you're selling. You can sell pizza on a corner. It must be high quality. It must be instant. It must get that customer to come back.
It must be better than everyone else. And also on the internet and on interactive services, people are going to want better prices because people are thinking, well, I'm going to give them this convenience through this interactive medium and they're going to pay me a premium. Wrong. They're going to say, you don't have brick, you don't have mortar, you should be 30% cheaper than everyone else.
So if a small business owner is going to go online with their product, they better be prepared for a critical audience. They better be prepared for delivering quickly. They better be prepared for high quality.
I tell you this, PC Flowers and Gifts developed a technological infrastructure from the ground up for an interactive service only for a year prior to going live. Number two, we developed probably one of the most comprehensive order processing and customer service interactive networks that instantaneously we can have a database management program that tells us where it is. We can respond to the consumer electronically. We built an electronic business. We have a 100% customer guarantee, no questions asked. If you don't bring up the best graphic capability, the best navigation capability, invest a considerable amount of dollars in your website, the tools you have for order processing, credit card processing, customer support, and insight, at a bottom line, to bring it up and develop the transactional service from the bottom up. If you bring on a service without doing all of this homework ahead of time, you've bought yourself a ticket to anonymity in cyberspace.
Okay.
You're just a floating molecule out there. You know, I hear a lot about the perceived problem of security on the internet, and I can tell you that it is just perception, and it has been fostered by a negative spin that the media puts on it because it sells. Negativism and scary stuff sells. But I can tell you what we're going to do right now with your credit card is a far sight safer than giving this credit card to the waiter to take into the kitchen to run it
Really?
for anybody else to see, or to pick up the telephone and give to an operator located where, who is going to put it into a database that who knows has access to it. I mean, for us to do this through an encryptor is so far more secure than the other traditional methods of ordering. I
So
can't
it's a
even explain it.
psychological
It's
problem we have.
perception. The internet is bigger than any company in the United States and any government in the world. It's just a wide open, free-for-all highway. It's the Autobahn of opportunity.
Salt Lake City-based Meetings America got on the web in 1997 with existing equipment. They pay $74.95 a month to the same internet service provider they've had all along. They do no business transactions, but do have a place for individuals to sign up for tours. The owners say the positive image of being early to the web helped them win business. When I first started talking about this website, it was being used strictly for image. Now, they can't help themselves. To improve customer service to their big customers like Novell, they have a place for people coming to a Novell event in Salt Lake to register for the tours they want to take. Also, they have just been chosen to be a preferred provider for Merritt's Travel Company. This means there are 14,000 travel agents now signing up their customers for tours with Meetings America. And to add steak to the sizzle, the members of the Destination Meetings Company Network have a secured folder which allows them to share amazing secrets of their operations. All the financials in spreadsheet format are posted for every big event
Now, on
every
your left,
member
you
of
see
the
a very
DNC
large
network
hole.
completes.
This is a building under construction being built by the
Judy can now study the
President.
operations of the Atlanta Olympics because her colleague there is a member of the DMC network. This has helped her to prepare for the Salt Lake City Olympics. Judy says their main benefit from being on the web is forming strategic partnerships. The internet is one huge strategic alliance. Find ways to form online relationships. This is the most powerful concept for small businesses I will share today. You can't be alone in cyberspace. The second reason to use the internet to build your business is to unearth leads. Give people a reason to email you. Greg Steckler offers free information. You see on his site the word free is flashing. Free works. So do phrases like money back guarantee. Find people you never dreamed would be interested in buying from you. Greg draws custom plans for log homes.
Good morning. Good morning.
Well, you must be Greg.
I am.
I thought I was never going to get here.
Greg works from his home office in the middle of Federal Reserve land
Yes,
off
I
the
do.
highway
I've been
between
here a
Bend
little
and
bit.
Sisters,
Welcome
Oregon.
to Dusty Acres.
Oh, that's what you call it?
I help out with the design of the house. And
This
then
is a
I
two-person
create a
global
3D
company
model for
because of
them
the
to
internet.
see.
Logarithms.com. Greg's site went up in February of 1996. He used a local ISP, but in
Right.
6 to 9
It's,
months
we
switched
get
because
from
it
1 to
focused
6
too much on
inquiries
kids
a
and
day.
chat. He needed a more business-like ISP. Today, he pays $600 a year for hosting, unlimited email, and an FTP account. FTP stands for File Transfer Protocol. You must have FTP to make changes to your website yourself. How many of you get ideas in the middle of the night? This is why you need FTP. You want to change prices or offers, so you can't be dealing with an ISP that charges you for changes. Greg put up his site by reading a few books and using software called Hot Dog to edit his page. In his first year on the web, his site outproduced his Yellow Page ad.
And I've told the Yellow Pages people that too, and I hope that they're getting the message that times are changing fast.
He now has a strategic partnership with Log Homes on the internet. He has a banner ad and is the expert who takes questions about plans. Greg pays $100 a month for this. His ISP provides a traffic report, and he knows that 40% of his web visits come from the Log Homes on the internet site. You must get a traffic report. Today, 1/3 of Greg's business is coming from the internet. And just a few days ago, he told me he has a house going up in Russia being built by an Estonian company.
You can be all over the world. It is really, really exciting. The technology has enabled us to do some things that we never could have even imagined, 5 or 10 years ago.
Greg keeps adding functionality to his site. He used to send drawings to customers, which takes a lot of time to print and significant dollars to ship. Now, he provides a secure file for each customer, which allows them to view and annotate plans on the web. He said the internet started as his storefront, and it is now his workplace. Greg told me to tell you, if he can do it, you can do it too. He says, I know my site is not professional. If you want slick, hire slick. Everybody wants to redo my site. But who are those people? Greg is making money on the web. Why should he listen to people who aren't making money on the web?
So the chainsaw hung up on a nail, and out comes the keyboard, and away we go.
The third reason to use the internet to build your business is to land new customers. I mean, close the sale, get the cash, and do it strictly on the web, as does American Airlines, PC Flowers and Gifts, and every other big brand. Cowgirl Enterprises sells skincare and was slow to the web. The website went up in January '99, and the company is now realizing 20% of its sales from the web. Just as in traditional selling, to get people to buy from you on the web, they must like you, trust you, believe you, and understand you. Study cowgirlenterprises.com. It is simple and a perfect representation of the products and the people who make them. You see crisp art and clear descriptions, background on the founder with her picture. You find beauty tips that are real and meaningful. Black words on a white background work best.
5-cent box. Now, what we want to do, which is a huge cut so that we can get this out, we want to bring this in
Donna
at a
uses
wholesale
direct
price
mail
of
to drive
$95.
people to her site, and she said to tell you also she is totally connected at home as well as at the office. In addition to selling on the web, she is also pushing towards doing more of her business functions on the web. She found a list service online called myprospects.com. She bought 1,000 mailing addresses for 17 cents a name and downloaded the list from the web to labels in her office in Boulder. One other example is LaTravelStore.com. It is 20 years old in brick and mortar and 20 months on the web. It is generating 40% of total sales from the web.
The product that really made our business is the travel pack, and this is the current generation of that item. In fact, this company, Eagle Creek, is our best supplier, and when we were about 4 months in business, the founder of this business brought in his original version of this and showed it to us, and for the last 20 years we've been selling it ever since, and it accounts for a very high percentage of our sales in this business. Now, what's really interesting about this product is the way they developed it through the years is you unzip this front pocket
Yes.
and it comes off.
It
and
completely
can be-
detaches.
That's right, it can be carried separately as a day pack. Whoops, I better try that again.
There we go. No, it's all right.
See this?
So another backpack. So it's two backpacks.
That's right. It converts to a backpack. It becomes your day bag. You leave that in the hotel or hostel.
It does balance the weight. It is easier to carry the weight.
Well, going a longer distance, it makes a big difference. You actually snap the waist belt on, and when you have this tightened, the weight's actually on your hips.
It
you know,
is.
instead of down
Yes.
here. In fact, you have very little weight on your shoulders. Like so many people of my age, I started traveling with the family in the Ford station wagon, cross country, staying in travel lodges, camping. Cut my travel teeth as a kid with my parents, and then, I think when I came of age, it was possible to go overseas.
Travel is something that you like to do.
I adore it. I love it.
Is that important to advice to a small business owner?
I think that you have to love what you're doing day in and day out. Choose some subject, some area that motivates you in your life.
We see a lot of Australians and New Zealanders coming in here. See, this day pack itself actually expands.
This
you see if you go around.
expands this
Again,
way,
it expands
so
again.
it becomes deeper.
Here's what I want you to learn from owners Joan and Bill Keller. Give customers a way to create content. Their niche is the independent international traveler. Customers can read email reports from exotic international travel experiences written by other customers while they're on the road. Get the answer to this question: should you drink the snake blood in China? The fourth reason, and the most important reason to use the internet to build your business, is to drive the business with e-commerce tools. This is where it's at for all fast-growing companies, and for certain industry segments to survive, you must be there. For example, if you do government work, you are required to have e-commerce tools. So people really buy this stuff. See, that's why I could never do what you do, because I couldn't think of anybody who would want an upside-down skeleton. Really? Product representative Ann McGilvray was $2 million in sales 15 years ago. She hired her husband, who came from big business, and brought his technology knowledge.
Are you testing a product?
I was blind before I put them on, and I'm still blind.
Today, they are $63 million in sales, and Michael says it's because Ann knows what will sell, and Ann says it's because Michael built the connectivity infrastructure to handle volumes of orders and shipments. They use EDI, or electronic data interchange, to move information instantly and securely.
What it does, it allows the vendor who I represent,
Who's a small
guy on a relative basis, the big boys who I represent also, for the most part, they already have these systems because they're affordable to them. High capability.
Okay, what you're saying is that Penny's, Walmart, Target, whatever, they demand that their suppliers, who are these manufacturers, deal with them
Exactly.
electronically.
Exactly.
And these small guys can't do it by themselves, so you do it for them.
Yes, I saw this coming in terms of working, for example, with JCPenney's. And you say they're the masters of their destiny, and they take the position that if you want to do business with us, this is what you need to do. And so you have a choice. Do I do business with them or do I walk away from that business? So what we did, we made, again, a financial investment in the systems. Basically what it entails is the software that you have to purchase and necessary pieces of hardware that you have to purchase so that you can in fact communicate with the JCPenney's and the other companies. The thing that's significant about it is that, again, sometimes you have to make investments in your business that don't have immediate paybacks, but you have to make the investment if you're going to go forward in your business.
Because that's the future.
Exactly. And if you're either going to be a player or you're not going to be a player.
David Arnold also embraced technology early and aggressively. David used to sell watches from the trunk of his car. Today, he is the sole U.S. importer of Seiko's low-end Loris watches. Without electronic data interchange, David would not have distinguished himself from his competitors.
Every retailer is, they operate very lean. You know, all the mass market retailers especially, they like just-in-time inventory. They like the product tagged. They don't like a lot of people in their stores touching their watch. It's a very automated system. I've been through the Walmart and some of the Target distribution centers. They're very automated. And a lot of it is done with tags, scanning, all of this stuff. They can't, errors break down their system. So what they want is when they give you a purchase order, it comes in over the computer. It says it gives you a delivery window. It gives you very specific instructions. If you don't follow those instructions, their system breaks down. So errors cause them problems. Errors cost them money. They don't have room for that. They don't have time nor the money for that. So they want a very good support system. When Seiko came to us instead of becoming an importer, I called up a friend of mine who I'd known and gone to high school with, Sterling Woody, and I said, Sterling, you've got to come help me.
We've always wanted to be on the edge of technology, and being paperless was something you'd always heard about or read about. And we said, can we do it? Can we make that a goal? And part of that was to force ourselves into the EDI situation with our customers where they send, we take faxes for orders, but 90% of our orders come EDI now, so it's paperless. We invoice. We don't have invoice papers anymore, it's all paperless. We send all of our orders via the internet. We send them purchases via the internet. We send projections on the internet and are from the AS400. So this information is out here. All this is done electronically. If it's going to force us to further our technology, to be a leader in technology or whatever, on the edge of technology, to make us a better company, then that's what we need to do. It's not for the sake of being paperless.
It's not the bells and whistles.
No, it's to be more productive. It's to do more things because technology will allow us to do those things.
We built a good, fundamental, solid system that had a value to the retailers that we dealt with.
EDI is the protocol needed for your company to talk to another company electronically. Orders placed, money moved, etc. Now the internet can do for all of us what only a few businesses could afford prior to 1995. You'll be looking primarily to add service capabilities to your site and then support services for the basic business functions such as human resources, accounting, and database management. For example, look at Sales Logics for online sales tracking tools. At Texas Nameplate, regular customers can place orders and also check on the progress of orders. This is wonderfully convenient, not only for the customers, but also for the service staff. But everybody in the company is dependent on you entering it into the system. They can respond much faster to emails than they can to phone calls.
That's your ticket number 538.
We have a terminal that, for customer satisfaction and customer service, they can key in at any time as soon as they turn a job. Or if a customer calls, they can go straight to the AS400 and it immediately has the data, where it is, when it's due, what the process is, etc.
Done. For us small businesses, we must serve to sell. So, there are 4 ways to use the web to build your business. Build image, unearth leads, land new business, drive the business with e-commerce tools. Prepare to meet higher standards for service, speed, and convenience. Build customer service into the site. Be interactive. Ignoring the internet is simply not an option any longer. Economist Lawrence Kudlow said, "We should also think of the internet as an economic freedom metaphor for our time. It empowers ordinary people and ordinary small companies. It creates wealth, expands growth, produces jobs, and spreads prosperity. The 100 million of us who are connected today can feel it."
Small Business School with Hattie Bryant.
If you want to learn more about starting, running, and growing a business, come to our website, smallbusinessschool.org. There's streaming video and interactive study guides. The only way we can compete with big business is to be faster, smarter, and better. We are the engine of the American economy. We create the jobs. Small business is about big commitment. It's about sacrifice and struggle. But we do it because we say, if I don't do this, my life won't be complete.